Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 2 of the Cooler Guild. I am your host, Coop, and with me is my co-host, Van.
What's up?
We are recording on Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. Today, we will be discussing the Rain's awful result
Womp womp womp.
in Kansas City from Sunday. But before we get into another downer episode on this team, how was your weekend aside from the thrashing?
That's good. Good. We FC Olympia, the team that I'm the GM of, played up at Tacoma. If you listen to the bonus episode, I talked about that. But won that game 3-0. Good game.
Nice.
First game with our new coach. Went well.
Where was that out in Tacoma?
Bellarmine.
Where's that?
It's out like kind of over by Cheney.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'd never been there before because that's like the fancy private high school.
Oh, okay. I was like, I've never heard of this.
That was good. How about you?
Just nursed my broken ankle. Got a Nintendo Switch, so I've been going hard on the Stardew Valley. It's a weird game. Had to track down the mayor's shorts. Pretty much not much going on with me until I get all this stuff sorted out.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. I got my appointment this week to figure out how long I'll be out and hopefully get a better estimate on my recovery process. Been through it before, but it's a little bit different break than the last one, so we'll see.
Nice.
Not an exciting time for me, but and the rain's not helping.
No, they're not. Let's get into the game, I guess. Yeah, it says scoreline KC 5, Rain 2.
Woof.
So frustrating, man, because like we score first, right? You've got Jordan
And kind of early.
24th minute.
That's good for us, though.
Yeah, get on the board first. That's something we've rarely done this season. And then to immediately, almost immediately, 4 minutes later, give up an atrociously defended goal.
It was so bad.
And then, but wait, let's go up again. Let's give some false hope. Jordan Heidema again in the 41st minute. And then we're like, okay, all right, 2-1. We can go into half like this. Like, let's go into half. Let's regroup. No.
Let's give up another goal.
6 minutes later, awful. So after Heidema scores again in the 41st minute, 45 plus 2. So 6 minutes later, Lauren scores. Off a corner. Number one, nobody's defending. Number two, if the ball comes in near post in your 6-yard box as a goalkeeper, you need to come out and get that ball.
Yeah, I don't know what Ivory was doing there.
No confidence. None. Which is crazy because like a couple games ago, I was like, oh man, her confidence is really, really improving.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Whatever progress she gained, it went right into the crapper.
Yeah.
So we go to half, 2-2. And people are still getting their beers. People are still walking into their seats. You know, I've got the game turned back on. Bam. 1 minute in. DiBernardo, who subbed in at halftime. Didn't start. Subbed in at halftime. Scores. Oh, but crap. What happens next? Gets scored on again. Now it's 4-2. Within 2 minutes of the second half starting. Chewinga again on the 47th. It's like... I said to myself, if we get scored, if they make it 5, I'm turning this game off.
That's what I said too.
And what do you know? Laurel Ivory decides that it's a great time to be laid off her line and have to go take a player out in the box.
2 games in a row.
2 games in a row. She's been the cause of a penalty. So Labonta puts it in, does a really fun, yet I find extremely annoying because of the game and who she was playing against Celebration.
It's also not a penalty. Save those for like cool goals. That's my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion.
I don't know.
I think Selly's when that's your 5th goal. I don't know. I'm kind of a person who's like, save it for like something really, really cool.
I don't know. I'm the kind of person that's like, you never know when you're going to have another opportunity.
She has them all the time.
She could tear her ACL later in the game. You don't know that.
Whatever.
It could have been her last one. I don't know why I'm defending this. Anyway, some things to note. Laura Harvey did do something interesting, though, which she hasn't really done unless she's forced to, which is make subs before like the 70th minute.
Okay, so we had 3 subs come on. It was Olo, G, and Lou Barnes.
Mm-hmm. And you have to say, after those 3 players came on,
Stop the bleeding
a bit. Got scored on once, but
it was not their I mean, I guess maybe it was their fault because Laurel was just caught out and made a really bad decision, but there's no more plays from Chewinga coming in. They stopped that.
I don't know. It's pretty depressing at this point.
Yeah, any hope I maybe had at the beginning of the season totally gone. Don't know the point. I feel like the issues we're having, I don't know, it's confusing because it felt like the early issues, maybe it was like we weren't scoring. Like this is something we had issues with before, like in other seasons, last 2 seasons, it was scoring. Now we're scoring, but we're giving up a bunch of goals. I went and looked it up. Ivory has conceded 20 goals in 750 minutes. And that's an average of giving up a goal every 37 and a half minutes. That's not good.
No,
I mean, maybe I didn't appreciate Dickie when she was there, but I think now I'm seeing why people rate her higher.
Yeah, for sure. It's just so unpredictable and it's very disheartening to watch.
Yeah.
The defense as a unit, that back four that started, all got absolutely cooked at some point.
Yeah. Every single one of them.
Every single one of them, whether it be from looked like they weren't even trying to get back, left a player wide open, or like Cook, I think it was on the first goal, the through ball, and they're all tracking back, but she doesn't even look behind her.
She gave up on, was it the first goal?
Yeah.
She gave up pretty easily, and I've never seen her in form this bad. And I saw someone speculate like maybe her confidence is gone because she didn't get to play, when she was at the national team with Flacco during the World
Suck
Cup.
it up.
So exactly, I don't if that's
You're a professional athlete. Suck it
yeah,
up.
and we paid for her to come over here. It was like kind of a big deal, and she was playing well, and all of a sudden it's just like completely tanked.
Very disheartening as a fan watching and seeing it, especially when you've got players like Jess Fishlock, who's like running her butt off in the middle of the field, and Jordan Heidema. All credit to her for this game. She was the only player that really stood out,
Hmm.
and she put her body on the line twice and scored.
Yeah.
So just seeing that dichotomy in the team of like one player putting it all out there, and then what feels like watching it is players just giving up.
Hmm.
It was really, really disappointing as a fan.
I'm like at a little bit of a loss. You know, the sale of the team was supposed to be announced the end of last year, and it's now basically the middle of June, and we're still in limbo. I'm not buying if anyone's telling me that it's not affecting the front office, the players, acquisitions, whatever. I'm not buying that. I'm just not. Because who are you supposed to go to? Like who is the coach supposed to go to right now if they want to go and like change things up or like look into who they're gonna bring in maybe in August? I don't know what's going on with the sale. I don't know. I know there's some complications because the Sounders are on the buying process or whatever, and it has to get cleared through MLS. And it sounded like that was like the one of the last steps. And why that was like what 2 months ago, a month and a half ago.
Can we blame Don Garber again?
I mean, well, or is someone else in the league holding up? I don't know. But then, the back of my mind, it's not exact. It doesn't sound like it's Adrian who would be leading this, the rain side of things. It's like a different thing, which is
Yeah.
good news because the Sounders got their whole issues too. That I would not like to have those kinds of issues with being afraid to go and spend, and because your money goes so far with players in the NWSL that
Yeah.
I would like this to be finalized and to hear from the new ownership what their ambitions are and all that stuff. But like, I don't even know what to speculate.
Yeah. And there has been like very little
Yeah.
transparency. And I feel like that has greatly affected my confidence in even when we're going to hear anything about it or how it's going to look on the other
Hmm.
side. If it does go through, are we just going to forever be wondering why, maybe we don't, maybe the sale goes through and we don't spend a bunch of money and get some new players in. And you're going to be like, okay, why? And we'll never know.
Yeah, they need to have a good team though. They're being at Lumen, you've committed to, competing at like a high level. You've committed to like being in like a legit stadium. You need to have the product on the field to match that.
Yeah.
This team has gotten places before, but we've lost so many players and haven't replaced those players. You can't expect to get those same results
Yeah.
without doing
The
something.
team just it feels like a skeleton team.
Hmm.
There's just parts missing. And as a fan, it's not my job to figure out what those parts are, but it is blatantly obvious that they have to bring some new blood in because you
Hmm.
can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results.
It's just like it's so annoying because we're like we know at least one thing that could help get us out of the situation, but it's not going to happen until the sale's done.
Are you talking about the wild speculation about a certain Dutch
I
player?
mean, is that going to happen? That'd be great. I don't even know who like is it I would almost take anybody at any position at this point.
Somebody new. Somebody new, please. I
Yeah.
swear, get Mariah out there.
I don't know I don't know. It's incredibly frustrating. I think one of the things we maybe need to do is figure out. I mean, when is Dickie gonna get healthy?
I don't know. We never know with Laura Harvey.
Yeah, it's as a Rain fan, it's just like this is kind of the normal, just like not having a clue
Mm-hmm.
of of when maybe things will turn around.
Yeah.
Taking a look at the standings, we're still somehow not in
Not last place.
wait,
Not
we're
last
second to
place.
last. Again, another shout out to Utah.
Thanks, guys.
We have 7 points in 12 matches. To bump us up to get us to the playoff line right now, we would have to have at least 15 points. But our like goal that like I guess they go by wins first.
Actually, I have that pulled up. 1 second. In regards to like playoffs, and if you're somewhere near the line, the first tiebreaker is goal differential.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which ours is complete shit.
The only saving grace I feel like is going to be the Olympics and that bit of a break. And we're not really going to lose anyone. We'll lose Haidama. So maybe with the Olympics happening, a little bit of a break, they can figure something out. And then the transfer window starts August 1st, opens up.
Which the Olympics end on the 5th. So maybe someone performs well in the Olympics and because sometimes they get these quick transfers over. If we do sign someone from the Olympics, it's not going to be a quick process. It's probably not going to happen the day the window opens. It would probably take a little while after that to finish up. That's just
If we're even able to
yeah,
sign
if we're even
someone.
able to sign someone, will the sale be done? Don't know. No clue.
No clue.
I'm just like truly, what are we supposed to do as fans? What are we supposed to think of this team?
I don't know. And like, I keep seeing the tweets that are like, locked in. Are you?
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing that. I get it. It's like the socials job, but
I guess if we're gonna go into any positives about it, the goals that they gave up in this match were, in a window where they probably should have been more aware of what was happening because they were kind of shut off after just scoring a goal.
is that a positive?
That's something that should be easily adjusted, I would say.
Okay.
Like it wasn't like they were down 0-0 and then just giving up those goals. It was like they scored a goal. To me, they kind of shut off. Hopefully that's something they can adjust. In my mind, that's something they can adjust and get away from. Which they had stopped giving up those dumb goals, those like super dumb goals. They stopped giving those up. Now this is mental lapses after scoring. Now we've got those goals that we're giving up.
It's not even after scoring, it's starting the
Yeah.
half.
I mean, yeah, it's not being ready. It's not being ready. It's not being locked in.
I still stand by my idea that they need to go to like a high ropes course for team building.
Yeah, something needs to change.
I would watch that YouTube series, especially if like if they have like a captain of like weird survivor skills challenges.
I could see,
Because I think Nikki Stan would
I
be
also
great
could
at that.
see her and Huerta just like being the two team captains.
In a fake survivor.
Yeah, it'd be perfect TV. Okay, well, I don't really honestly. We're probably gonna be talking about the same stuff next week. Maybe I'll be surprised because the last time we were feeling like this, they did walk away with the result.
Yeah.
And I welcome that. I would welcome them to prove me wrong that this is not going to keep
Yeah.
happening.
We challenge you.
But you got to sustain it, I don't want it to be a one-time thing. You have to sustain it. Stay locked in. Get your defense organized. Keep your back line where it needs to be. Stop making stupid goalkeeper errors.
Well, I think a lot of the backline organization issues, those are always going to start with the goalkeeper. So when she's making these mistakes and she's not feeling confidence, the defense isn't confident in her, and she obviously has no ability to organize them. It's like they've lost faith in each other for good reason on both ends, and now they have to find a way to mend that broken relationship.
Trust falls.
Yep.
All right.
High rope scores.
Moving on from all that's super depressing with just the match.
When's the next game?
We're playing on Sunday in Seattle for the Cascadia Clash. It's going to be in the afternoon on a Sunday, and Sophia Smith will be out. The one break we got.
So if you didn't see it,
Go see it. Go watch the video.
Go watch the video from their game. But basically, she's like trying to be weird and cutesy, time wasting on the bench.
Well, some would argue that. Some are arguing that that's not what was happening.
And she like goes and tries to hide the ball jokingly under the bench. But she's already on a yellow for time wasting, and she gets another one.
Some people are arguing that she was genuinely just trying to get the ball and she slipped.
That is the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
I do kind of buy it, but I still like, what are you like? Don't touch the foot. Like, I wouldn't be, if you're not going to get the ball. I mean, the way she reached down was not a very like commanding way to grab a ball. It's a round object and you're like going to scoop it towards you and then it just slips. Like, to me, it's just like, what were you thinking? Let's argue both sides, right? So there's that. And then there's the side, maybe she was trying to be funny. That was an idiotic thing to do.
Either way, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And people are online like, oh my God, this league is so unserious, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, this is like the worst shithousery. She deserved to get a second yellow for that. And
even if it wasn't intentional.
And are you a child? This is childish. I don't see any sense in celebrating that.
No, I would be really pissed. I mean, even if, like I said, even if it was accidental, I don't think you should be like, it's not very funny.
Yeah.
Like now your player is out for your rival match.
There are better ways to have fun while playing soccer or being on the bench.
Yeah, I just don't think she needed. There was no reason for her to like get down to the ground.
No, none. I don't know, but it'll be good for us. Good for us. She's out for the game.
I guess I want to talk about Bethany Balster tweeted this on May 9th. She said, "Here's a fun stat for you. We play no Saturday night games at Lumen Field this year, none, and not even on a Saturday. We never play at the time when games are most watched and attended. Someone please explain this to me." I think that's very valid.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know if it has something to do. I saw someone speculate maybe it's the lease agreement and keeping the venue open for Saturday nights, but like, couldn't they get like at least a couple? Because it's not like something's happening there every single Saturday night. I know that like concerts come through and you kind of hope to have them open for big shows. It's your local soccer team.
Yeah, that plays there. That's their home stadium.
We already know that they're not the first, the second tenant. They're supposed to be the third, maybe the fourth, just in case something happens. I would like to know what the lease agreement is and why that's not happening.
If you have any insight on this, please let us know.
I'd like to know. The other thing that annoys me about that is because watching, and this happens the NWSL. I mean, I know MLS has like daytime games too, but like watching games when half the field is shaded or like a third of it is shaded, your TV, and it's a sunny day, right? It's so hard for the cameras to adjust to what is happening that I wish they'd at least put them on when the sun has set enough that the whole pitch is dark, or if it's all sunny. I don't care either way.
Yeah, it's hard to watch on TV. I mean, I was messing with because this happened at the KC game this last weekend, and I was like adjusting my like TV settings because I couldn't see what was going on in the dark. And I know I've been to games where that's been a problem at Lumen, and it's hard to see anything.
I like pulled up my laptop to try to like, adjust it there too and just see if I could get a better view on there. If it's sunny there and I'm watching it at home, my living room is also sunny, so it's very hard to get the adjustments right on my TV just to like barely see what's happening. It doesn't even matter how much you adjust it sometimes. You just can't see that strip at the bottom. I saw someone tweet all they could see was like someone's really bright boots.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not my favorite when there's venues like that. And it happens at Lumen.
It does. But you would hope that maybe we at least get a couple games where we're free of that. And Bethany Balser is rightly pointing out that that's not even, there's no chance of it this year.
Yeah.
I know the leagues were making strides, but this is something I think people maybe should start speaking out about. Let people know that because it's not helping with the quality of the game and what you're watching on TV. And at the end of the day, that's a problem.
Yeah, I'd just like to know because don't know if they're able to get those games on those days because we don't know what their scheduling and the agreements like with Lumen. With a sale, right? You get a new front office. The front office, holds some holdovers over, but then you have access to like a brand new marketing team. And I feel like that's something that could be easily calculated numbers wise to see if there's a difference between like Sunday day games versus Saturday day games. And it would make financial sense to schedule more games on Saturdays.
Yeah, they got to crunch those numbers. But again, can't do any of this until sales done. So that was like the one other thing I guess I wanted to point out, since we can only talk so much about why this team sucks.
I mean, we can talk a lot about it, but it gets really, really tiring. I always want to talk about something like positive for once.
We've been recording like practice episodes before we kick this off. So we've been doing this for weeks.
It's been a while.
I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about was the excessive stoppage time. It's a league-wide problem. This isn't exclusive to the Reign, but we've had multiple games where the stoppage time is like 9 plus, 12 plus, sometimes both halves.
It's just an excessive amount of time to be on the field.
That adds up on a player like their legs.
Yeah.
You do that every week, sometimes twice a week. I hate this change. I know it's happening everywhere. You're seeing it in not just NWSL, it's everywhere. and I hate it, and I want it to stop. Everyone's talking about the issues with players playing too many games, international travel, whatever, too many minutes, too much travel, all that stuff, and we're trying to like help them. This is not helping them. Why
Yeah.
did this get implemented? I don't get it.
I mean, I do think that there needs to be some middle ground because like we went from like, if you saw anything more than 3 minutes, you were like your mind was blown.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they come out and say, we're gonna start like actually counting time, and now we're getting hit with 12 minutes. Like,
It's not.
no. And who's calculating this? Is the fourth official like got a stopwatch sitting there? Like, ding.
They must.
I don't know because sometimes I feel like a player's down for like 3 minutes and that's it. And the next thing you know, there's 8 minutes of added time. But I'm not talking about added time for like when you had to step out and take a throw in.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Sometimes there's just nothing happening, and you don't need to add that on at
yeah,
the
and 12
end.
minutes at the end of a game where a team is losing 5-2. We talk about this with the FC Olympia team is like sometimes we're not getting a lot of calls because we're usually up by a couple goals, and it really feels like the officials are
Mm-hmm.
refereeing to the score just because they don't need it. Right. I feel like there's an instance where you're like, maybe 12 minutes isn't the right decision. And like maybe you should be refereeing to the score here. Like, do they really need 6? Are they gonna come back and score 4 goals and win the game? No.
To be fair, they did have two pretty good chances in that last
Chances.
part.
Did they score? No.
Oh, no, but
Did it make you feel any better about the game?
no, not at
Okay.
all. We're talking about their player safety, right? You're adding on extra time. Players could get hurt. We saw that red card in the game we had a few months ago against our opponent got a red card. I can't remember who it was.
Well, that was the game. Oh no, that was the game where we got a red card too.
Yeah, so there was a red card in stoppage time there. The game should have already been over. The game should have already been over. This is like hopefully these discussions are happening. I have to believe they are because it's just like a bunch of nonsense.
It is. It's a bunch of nonsense and it is nonsensical. So yeah, what's San Diego?
Okay, so yeah, who was it that got that red card?
Which
She like kicked
was?
her.
It was McNabb.
Yeah, she was like super frustrated. The game should have been over. She got a red card.
Oh yeah, that red card was in 90
Yeah,
plus
that's
15.
ridiculous.
Unnecessary.
We'll wrap this up. We're gonna record again after the Portland match, playing Sunday, so we'll probably record Tuesday. Probably. I think it's better when we give it some time to breathe instead of just gut reaction sometimes.
Eh,
Maybe we'll do both. Maybe
I don't
we'll try a
know.
gut reaction kind of.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll try one and see how angry we get.
Yeah. Anyways, go to the game. It's in Seattle. Show up, get your tickets. They're not very expensive to go to rain games. The
Mm.
weather should be, let me check it out.
Do a weather report.
What a weather report. Well, the good news is Saturday it looks like there's gonna be a thunderstorm and lightning, but Sunday it's 61 degrees out and partly cloudy. That is perfect weather for going to a soccer game.
I
So
love
go get your
it.
tickets, go to that match, and if you haven't listened to our bonus episode, go check that out if you're kind of wanting more content. We go into a few stories about ourselves, some stuff about the rain how we got into them. Anything else you want to add?
No, I hope we have some like other positives to talk about after the next game because just like
Well, it's annoying because Haidama played so well, and now at some point
yeah,
we're gonna lose her for the Olympics, so that's cool.
I
Really
know
love that.
that's not gonna be fun.
But other teams will also be losing people. I don't know when they're gonna leave. We'll find out more information. We'll be more prepared next time in finding out information on when they all leave, because other teams will
Mhm.
also be losing players. The window's pretty long though. For you just sent me that link. What was the window that the
It's a month long.
NWSL is off for a month?
Oh,
NWSL is off between July 4th and holy shit, August 19th. Wow, that's a long time. Well, we're gonna have a nice summer of not being super sad about this team, I guess.
yeah, there's a positive. Yeah, we've got my team, FC Olympia's got 2 games this weekend. Play at home Friday against the Salem team, Capital FC. And then we go back down to Eugene for one last time and play Lane United.
Cool.
We made no movement on the power rankings for the league.
Yeah, if you follow like that league at all, or you are curious about it, it's fun. It's like the college summer league, basically, right?
Yeah, so they call it pre-professional, path to pro, but it's a lot of recent grads or current college players, some high school.
Really?
Yeah, we got a 15-year-old that plays with
Okay.
us.
Okay.
Yeah, she's good though, and a 16-year-old goalkeeper who's also very good.
Go check them out.
I do want to give a shout out to Amy from the USL W League office, who came in clutch for me on Saturday night. Really great. Really great. So thank you, Amy. You're the best.
I also want to shout out Noah from Lobbying Scorchers. He's been giving me some helpful feedback, getting this thing together, kind of giving me some tips, stuff like that. He's been super nice about it too. It's nice to have people who, because he also produces the Lobbying Scorchers podcast. So this is my first time taking anything up like this. So he's been super kind and super helpful. So thank you, Noah.
Yeah, thanks,
Shout
Noah.
out to you. Lobbying Scorchers doing well too. They just joined Sounder at Heart. It's kind of fun to see all the little podcasts in the Seattle area. It's all of us just little soccer nerds on Twitter deciding we're podcast experts.
Yes, we
And no one
are.
can stop us. No one can stop us.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this week.
Thanks for listening.
We'll catch you maybe on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is Cooler Guild Pod. Our email is thecoolerguild@gmail.com. You can send us feedback, suggestions, what have you. If you want to rate, subscribe, wherever you listen, please do.
5 stars only. If you don't,
Yeah.
if it's under 5
If
stars,
you ain't got get out of
or
here.
just send us an email and we'll fix it.
Just send us. We'll try to fix it. Again, I'm new to this, so there's only so many things I can fix.
Yeah, and if you send us an email, maybe you'll end up on the podcast.
Yeah, we might be doing some since we got the Olympics off, we're thinking about bringing on some other rain fans and people that we know in the community to talk about, stories, stuff, the team, whatever.
Happenings.
Yeah, it seems like people enjoyed our bonus episode and we were trying to keep it light and fun for people, especially in these trying times as a rain fan.
Especially in this dark hour.
It's not great. We're gonna have a support club or support group meeting maybe soon.
We should.
All right, y'all. Till next time.
Till next time.
I'm Coop.
I'm Van.
Bye.
Bye. Thaddeus Thomas O'Malley. Come here.